Hello, one, hello, all. Welcome back to round 9 of Over the Cap. No episode last week due to some scheduling errors. But I'd say what, it was a very, very, very nice week, which included, I think it was 140-1 same game multi from yours truly on the Titans game, but also some absolute monster tips from the lady to my right, Jaden. What a week that was last week. We couldn't miss, which was great for anyone that follows the Twitter. And it's a good plug to go follow the Twitter. It's in the description. But it was a very good week last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. No, it was a good weekend. I felt like every game had something in it, which was good. And yeah, I didn't feel like, what Titans bet were you on? I don't know if I knew about that one.
Robson, Nanai, and yeah, all those come. I was like 140-1. So I didn't have it on as the same game multi. I definitely had all three singles, but yeah, Robson at $9. Firmer at $4 and then at like $3.60 all in the same game. So it was very, very nice.
Jeez, wow.
Yes. But you're only as good as your last week. And so we're going to continue on. We've got a massive round of Magic Round. Are you heading up?
No, I was. We had it all booked and everything, but now we've had to cancel last minute, unfortunately. So yes, I don't want to be reminded of it. No,
that was me last year. Had everything booked, ready to go, and then yes, also had to pull out last minute. But not to worry, we'll be here watching it from the comfort of our couch. First game of the round, Jaden. Sharks $1.48. Eels $2.66. You can get that one closer to $2.75 if you shop around. Total match points $4.75. Line 5.5. The Sharks did everything they could to not win last week, and the Tigers, notorious for being poor in golden point, got the victory thanks to an Adam Dewey penalty goal at the very end of the second half of extra time. The Sharks looked dreadful. The Eels off the bye obviously looked unreal in their first game back with Moses in round 7. Some key points for this one, Jaden. Sharks off a 5-day turnaround, and the Eels obviously fresh off a bye. I sort of made my thoughts on this game already known on Twitter. I'm a big fan of the Eels here at $2.75. I think it's a much closer game than those odds anticipate. But what were your takeaways from the Sharks last week? Because as a Tigers fan, watched them quite closely and they were very, very bad.
Yeah, no, their attack, it's just they're not really clicking. And I don't know how to take them. I feel like they're that sort of team. You kind of put them in the same category as, say, Titans at the moment, where it's sort of you don't know what you're going to get. They definitely have it in them if they want to, but yeah, it's just not clicking at the moment. So I do agree that the odds are just too far over for the Eels. But yeah, I don't know. I just would be way too nervous betting against them, just purely like just looking at both teams. But I can see why you would.
Yeah, I think that's just my thinking there. It's more just if I think it's somewhat close to a 50-50 game, then obviously I'm going to take the better odds. It's disappointing because if we go back to our preseason intro episode, we had some futures bets. And I think I had the Sharks for a top 4 finish, and I was very, very bullish on them. I think it was about $3. So they are 7th right now. It's not the end of the world, but they've played 8 and got 8 points. So 4 wins, 4 losses. It's a very, very congested ladder at the moment, but hopefully they turn around. We look at the bets for this game. You have Kaoliro at $2.85. I've got the Eels head-to-head at $2.75. Mulatalo anytime at $1.84, and Josh Adokar at $2.10 as well. This could be a high-scoring affair. Opening the curtain opener at Magic Round. But as I said, I just think $2.75 is a bit too much considering the 5-day turnaround, considering Moses back. I've probably got this one more pegged at like $2.20 for Parramatta and $1.80 for the Sharks, or $1.70 for the Sharks and $2.20 for the Eels. So if I'm getting a bit of value there, I'm definitely going to be taking it. Mulatalo at $1.84. Like I said, there could be points galore in this one. Adokar seems to be on their strong side of attack. So they're my bets. But Kaoliro for you, Jaden. First game back off a pretty lengthy hamstring injury. A fresh name change as well. $2.85 seems like a pretty good price for him.
Yeah, for sure. And he'll be up against Penasini there, who has his deficiencies. And when Sharks do get it right, they look really good over on that left, and especially their left center has been doing pretty well. They've got a nice little combo with the lines that they're running, and the center's getting over quite often. And I just think the odds, and then once again, I think I agree with you, it's going to be high scoring. I was sort of lost here. I felt like I could have backed a few, but yeah, just to start off the round, I've gone slow.
Yeah, I mean, Iro was in great form at the start of the season, and then Harodi was also very, very good when in his time in the team, and obviously Kaylee Iro back in the squad. So, great price for him. Next game of the round, Roosters $1.88, Dolphins $1.96, match points 48.5, lines 0.5. Chookies off the back of a really, really, really nice win in the Anzac Day match, and the Dolphins being a little bit hit and miss, a little bit up and down, could be points galore in this one as well, considering we do get the 2 games on a Friday this week and no game on a Thursday, so they will be prime time. But every game Magic Round will be very, very well anticipated. But I do like the Chooks off the back of what I thought was a really, really good performance last week.
Yeah, nah, same as me. I'll be on the Roosters there, but yeah, I think it'll be a very good game, especially hopefully they both show up because it's got the potential to be quite entertaining. And yeah, no, I'll be with the Roosters on this one.
Yes, as will I, and we'll touch on that in our bets later on. But for this one, you are on Billy Smith $2.70 and Connie Lemuelu to $6.50. I'm on the Roosters head to head, as I said, $1.90 if you shop around, get some prices there. And Angus Crichton $3.80, running up against the right edge there, which has been a little bit leaky. But Billy Smith coming in that left centre spot for you. I thought he's been playing really, really well. Thought he was quite good in open play last week as well, and obviously missed the week before last, but was great in these 2 games. Back to first grade as well.
Yeah, for sure. I just love the way he plays. I think he's a very strong defender, and he shores up that edge over there. And yeah, I was looking at Tupou, but yeah, I just think Billy Smith the odds up against Avarillo. Yeah, I feel like both Dolphins edges have their issues, and yeah, no, I'm really keen on Billy Smith for this one. And then Lemuelu, he came on a bit earlier. I think they got about 50, 55 out of him last week. I'm hoping the same this week, and I just think up against Wong and the halfback there. I can't even. Was it Hugo? Yeah, and then Isaiah Katoa, who's in amazing form. Yeah, I can just see those odds $6.50. Yeah, I'm backing him there.
Yeah, I'm on Angus Crichton, just coming up against Kulakafa Finifuiaki. We know that he's not the greatest of defensive edges. So, yeah, like the Crichton matchup at $3.80, I think there could be a lot of pressure going down that side of the field. Bunnies, $2.02. Knights, $1.82. Points, 43.5, line 0.5. This could be the best game of the round or the worst. It honestly, it could be either. I don't think it's going to be in the middle. I think it's going to be very memorable for one of 2 reasons. Jaden, if the Knights do not pull it together, I'm done with them. I'm done with the Knights. If they cannot put a score on this Rabbitoh side, who I do not know how they're $2.02. I think it's just purely down to how bad the Knights have been. If the Knights cannot get the job done in this game and score a good amount of points, I'm just off them completely.
Nah, yeah, I'm with you. Even looking at bets for this game, I was like obviously leaning towards Knights players, but I was like, I don't even know if I have faith in them. But I've spoken to a few people and I've said, yeah, I just think that they should play themselves into form. The team, I mean, they have to. So anything other than that is just, I mean, they've let us down every other week. So
yeah, and it's funny, obviously, I come from a Supercoach background, so I've got a lot of friends in the space, and everyone's jumping on Ponga, everyone's jumping on Fletcher Sharp, everyone's jumping on Dylan Lucas. I'm just like, I cannot believe that we're putting so much faith into the Knights, and I'm putting faith in them later on in the episode when it comes to our lock of the week, which I can't believe I'm saying, but the Rabbitoh shouldn't be $2.02 here. I mean, Jack Whiten's out, Latrell's out, Cody Walker's out. I mean, it's just everyone's out for them, so there has to be a world where the Knights just bounce back, and otherwise I'm just so done. Let's have a look at our bets for this game. You got Fletcher Sharp $3.70, Dylan Lucas $4, as those Supercoach people I've just mentioned would be loving to hear that you've backed them for some tries this week. I've got the Knights -1.5 at $1.91. Marzu anytime at $2.10. Schiller anytime at $2.15. You got Isaiah Tass. You've got Bailey Bentley Harper. It's just a mishmash of combinations at the outside backs. Like, they've just been so poor defending on the edges. So happy to take both edges here. Happy to take the Knights -1.5. You're happy to take on some value at 5'8" and at the left edge position.
Yeah, for sure. I was leaning towards the wingers as well, but yeah, Sharp $3.70. As we just said, if Knights can't turn it on here, then something's wrong. And Sharp will be the beneficiary of that. He's obviously a freak and sort of plays like a fullback. He's always there, so I expect him. Pretty confident on him. And then Dylan Lucas. I just think the edges for Rabbitoh is all over the shop. Whoever's there, I think they got Tallis Duncan and Sullivan probably that they're up against. So I mean, he runs a nice line, and hopefully Ponga or Fletcher Sharp, which I'll be back in Ponga. Get him over there.
Yeah. I think Fletcher Sharp's try is going to come from being a support player pushing to the midfield, either a KP break or a Bradman Best break, and look back through the inside and see Sharp supporting there as well. So I think, $3.70, pretty good price for him as well, as is $4 for an 80-minute edge in Dylan Lucas. Warriors, $2.10. Cowboys, $1.74. Cowboys been in really, really good form. Warriors been in really good defensive form. Total match points for this one, 47.5, line of 1.5. I think in my tips I've gone the Cowboys, but this is for me a very much 50-50 game. I don't really know. I'm not the biggest Cowboys fan. But in saying that, they've been playing very well, so we'll give them flowers there. But the Warriors have been defending superb. It's going to be a case of how they do it, at Suncorp compared to in New Zealand. But this one could be the makings of an absolute cracker game, and I've really got no inkling head-to-head for this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm more leaning towards Cowboys just because of their attack. I think when you put the two teams up against each other, obviously I'd back the Cowboys to be scoring more points. But it's a tough one. I think once again, I think looking at the start of the year, a few of these matchups, I was like, but now coming to it, you're actually looking at them, and there should be some really good games. So.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about it. The Cowboys did not start the season great at all, but have definitely found some attacking feet. In saying that, they're not playing the Titans this week, which is what they played last week, and they didn't have a sit. The Titans suck at the best of times, let alone having a man in the sin bin for 20 minutes last week. So up against a much more stout Warriors defense is going to be a good test to see where the Cowboys are at. And moving into this one, as you can see, we've sort of gone for a little bit more value here. Nothing under $3 in this game because it's just a game that's pretty wide open with betting markets. Tom Dearden, $3.60 off the back of his really, really great game last week. Rocco Berry, $3.50 for you. And for me, John Bateman at $7. I just think an 80-minute edge, paying anything over $6 is pretty much all good to go for me. I'm going to take those ones most days of the week. But talk to me on Dearden and talk to me on Rocco Berry, because $3.60 and $3.50 respectively.
Yeah, I'm thinking Dearden there, a bit like Sharp. I think he'll back up. I think they'll score some points this Magic Round. I feel like all teams sort of put on a show. And, I can just see them, the way their attack's been, especially on that left. I think Warriors should be okay, but I just think Dearden, he's show and go. Origin's coming up soon. And, I just think I can see him getting over. And then Rocco Berry, it's more like I like Lecca over on that right. Berry's obviously outside him. Last week, Lecca, I think they played him 30 minutes. I mean, no Laban on the bench, but I'm still worried. I think they might overcompensate on Lecca there. He's a talent, and hopefully a ball over to Berry, who runs a very nice line when he wants to. So I'm liking that. Yeah,
Lecca, I mean, obviously it didn't come off last week, and this is the thing. When you're taking $7 chances, $8 chances, $9 chances, that they don't have to get up every week for them to be profitable. But we got Lecca at $9, I think you found him at, which was just an unreal price. I'd love to go him again this week, but best odds are $4.40. So I think the bookies realized just how bad they did set the odds last week, having him, the better part of $8 to score any time over on Bet365, and that's come right into $4.40. And we use the wiki try comparison odds tools a lot. That you and I, they both have model values. They have historical values on there as well. Historically, Leaka's been a very, very good bet in terms of odds wise, but this week it's just such unders. $4.40 for a guy that's probably not going to play 80. Very similar to someone like Xavier Willison as well from the Broncos. It's just, I'd want to see that closer to $6.50, $7 when I'm looking at it, hence why I've sort of opted with Bateman. Even Nanai, I think Nanai's paying $3.20. I'm just not keen at that price. I'm more pushing that $4 mark as sort of a cutoff for my 80-minute edges, let alone Liko, who's paying $4.40 for probably sub 80 minutes. So, some good value in this game if you look at the right places, but unfortunately, Liko is not one of them this week after a great price last week. Next game, Tigers, $1.87, Dragons, $1.97. Total match points, 46.5. Line is 0.5. Dragons have some changes. Obviously, King Togia coming into the 5/8 position at the expense of Lachlan Ilias, and with Carl Flanagan moving to 7. You've obviously got the Tigers flying high off the back of a really good win at Leichhardt, a Golden Point thriller. They get a little bit of a rest, 6-day turnaround. It's going to be really, really tough on on the young kid King Tokyo to come in and perform. Especially, look, I think the wrong half was dropped, but I think we all know that Flanagan's probably not getting dropped anytime soon with who Dad is coach. I'm gonna keep saying it. I just think like the Tigers for this one, I've got them more $1.60 rather than $1.87. I just think the form that the Cowboys, the Dragons have been in has been really poor, to be honest. Like they had that really good win against the Storm in the wet when the ball was a bar of soap. But apart from that, I've been really let down by the Dragons this year. No Christian Tupolotu. Seems like his attack stifled a little bit. Val's been relied on much more heavily. Gutho's red zone touches have been minimized. How's that going to bounce back this week with a rookie 6? I do think Gutho gets his hands on the ball more, but maybe I'm trying not to be biased here, but I just like the Tigers at $1.87. I just think it's a really good price for a team that is playing well.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be on the Tigers as well. And yeah, it's a tough one. I think I agree with you. I think if Dragons are going anywhere, it's probably their left, you would say, with the young half coming in. But yeah, no, I don't know. Tigers are pretty good defensively when you look across the park, and I never really touch any edge that Luai defends on because he sort of holds it up quite well. So yeah, it should be a good game. But yeah, I think Tigers should get the win here.
Yeah, very good defense for the Tigers. I believe I've got the wrong banner in this one. It says Roosters Panthers. It is definitely the Tigers Dragons. Corey Allen, $2.05. He comes in at the expense of Sione for now on that, we would imagine, the left wing. Samuel Afanu, $6. And for me, the Tigers at $1.87 for head-to-head. And I do like King Togia at $8.50. I think he's very, very attack-minded. 5'8", runs the ball quite well, doesn't offer a lot in the fifth tackle kicking department. I think he's a very good ball runner. And $8.50 for an 80-minute, you look at Fletcher Sharp, who was, $3.60. You compare that to $8.50 of King Toga. I think it's a really, really good price. So talk to me on Corey Allen, $2.05. Seems like the Dragons are pretty left side dominant. And Samuel Afanu, I'm assuming it's very similar to what we were discussing before about Bateman, just these 80-minute edges at a good price.
Yeah, for sure. With Samuel, I mean, I wasn't on him last week, and I feel like I've been on him like every week. But yeah, everywhere else, I think it was around $4. I think $6 is good odds, and especially who he's up against. Rookie. Oh, I'm assuming the rookie half will be over on that side. Can't even say his name, but yeah, I think he runs a nice line. So yeah, I'm backing him there. And Corey Allen, purely I just think they'll be left dominant. And as I said, I'm not backing any side, any winger against Luai's edge. So yeah, I feel like that's the only chance they sort of got to score over there with Allen or Holmes, assuming he is on the left and they don't move Sloan.
Yeah, Val is also $3.10. So if anyone's looking for something a little bit wider as well, $3.10 is not a bad little price for Val. But yeah, I mean, unlike King Togi, I mean, he's $8.50. That's the same price as someone like Toby Catchman. So I think it's an insane price for, any back to be falling over the line there as well. Like even when Kyle Flanagan's paying $5. So especially for a ball running half, I'm very, very keen to jump on. Titans, $3.70. Dogs, $1.28. Total match points in this one, 47.5. Line, 11.5. Dogs have now had 2 weeks in Brisbane. Obviously, played there last week against the Broncos, and fair to say we're ambushed. Probably just first game out of Sydney, first game against a quality opposition that is probably definitely up there for top 4 standings, and they just shell shocked a little bit. And the Titans, well, they suck. No two ways about it. So I don't really know what more analysis I need to give. I think the Dogs win this one.
Yeah.
I think they bounce back quite well. I assume that you don't have any faith in the Titans in this one.
Well, look, no, I'm joking. So, listen, all right. The last 2 Magic round, when I went to Magic round, the team that always performed the most was the Titans. And then last year, I'm sure they were like underdogs. And once again, I'm pretty sure from memory, they put on a show. So if I think anyone's causing an upset, it's Titans, just purely a Magic round. But and you know what? Once I was at the game and they chucked the Titans jersey and I caught it at the Magic round, and they had all the signatures and stuff. So I just feel like I got to stay loyal. Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, I'm on Bulldogs and Bulldogs all over again. Team. But hey, I won't be shocked.
I definitely will be because the Titans are terrible. Let's have a look at our bets. You're on Bo for more or William kick out $2.30. I'm on Marcelo Montoya, Bronson Jerry, and or Jacob Carraz to score 3 tries, and also kick out standalone $3.60. So I'd love for both of us. It was kick out that fell over, because then you collect and I collect, and then look, I'm just hammering the edges for the Titans, for the Bulldogs. If I could bet like any of the back 5 to score 5 tries, I would, but I don't have the price up. I believe the Montoya Carraz price was like $3.20, but you'll see it on Twitter. I just didn't put it in the notes. I think it was $3.20, $3.30. But talk to me on firm or kick out. I mean, both those guys attacking might have been in try scoring form, so $2.30 seems like a good price for either one of those to score.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was tossing up between the two to go single, but I saw $2.30 for one either or, and I think kick out probably most likely scores, to be honest, and then just hedging a little bit with for more. I think that's their weaker side, if anything, and no for feeder. Assuming. So, I think they're just going to go left. They're going to have to.
No analysis from me. Titans suck, and I'm just going to try and get on as many try scorers as I can for over $3. So that's my analysis. It's not very in depth there. Last game of the round: Panthers $2.41, Broncos $1.57. Total match points 46.5. Line 4.5. This one, I've got no idea where this game's going. I am just finding myself not keen to bet on Penrith games. I don't have enough confidence in them to bet on them, and I also just respect what they've done for the past 4 years. I understand they're not the same side, but I just know they're going to turn up the minute that I bet away from them. I think I've taken the Broncos head to head in this one, but it's not huge confidence. I did take the Broncos last week with a fair bit of confidence, but this one's weird. Like, what are you thinking? Do you have an inkling, or are you just staying away from it?
Nah, well, in my tipping, I've gone Broncos, but I'm with you. I have genuinely no idea, and I agree with you. I think Panthers control, and the time that you think they won't, they probably will. So, tough one. I think there's some good matchups there, like individual matchup player wise, but I'm leaning towards Broncos for no particular reason, but they're at home.
I mean, we have the same bet this game. I really like Stags at the price $2.80, but I'll let you have this one. Like, I'm apart from that, I've got really no confidence in any of these. I think the Panthers edges have been really slack in terms of the defense, but there's just no value in Shibasaki or Arthurs, and Mariner didn't really present a great price either. So Stags at $2.80 is probably the best of what we're going to get, but not a game that I'm loving putting money on. And the last game of the round, Jaden, Storm $1.50, your Melbourne Storm up against the Canberra Raiders $2.58, who seem to be my second favorite team because I've got way too much money on them to win over 9.5 games this year. Total match points 46.5. Line is 5.5. I am on the Storm. I'm very bullish on the Storm this week. Seem to thrive up there in Suncorp, whether it be Magic Round or just playing up there in general. Having them as only one score favourites, I think is a bit of a disservice. I understand they haven't played well. Obviously, didn't play great last week against the Bunnies and got touched up the week before against the Dolphins. But they do seem to find another gear when they are playing in Suncorp. So, really big on the Storm this week, and I'm assuming as are you. Great insight
there. But definitely, I agree with everything you said. I think yes. Oh, sorry.
You're on delay. You'll go.
Yeah, I think. I'm with Storm. Obviously, I always go Storm. Oh, sorry.
as much
just like you always go Tigers, I always go Storm. But I think it's actually an alright game. I mean, Raiders didn't perform well, and
you're right. It's always it has to. It's not an over the cap episode if it's not if Jaden doesn't shit herself at least once.
Well, Storm, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's pretty much just what it needs to be. As you can see from my bet here, I like the Storm minus 5.5.
Yeah.
You're on Grant Anderson $3 and Suafa-Alongo $2.02. Great price for a Storm winger. And Anderson $3 seems like he's a very good support player pushing to the middle, and Meany and him are both sort of definitely in with a chance of scoring a try, and you're getting $3 for Anderson. So great little price there. At the top of the show, Jaden, I did say that we were very, very hot last week, and for good reason, because not only did both of our locks of the week get up. You're officially in the profit after 8 weeks, so it's good to see you in the green. But most importantly, our OTC multi of the week also got up, which is a big win. I know that we didn't have the podcast last week, so people that weren't, I guess, on Twitter didn't hear that one, unfortunately. I will pull it up for anyone that is interested. So the highlight plays of the week last week. Let me try and find highlight bets of the week. So you, basically for our multi, it was Katoa, as in Ellie, or Bentley Harp, Ellie, anytime try scorer, into Tommy Talau or Hamole Olakawatu, anytime try scorer, into Murray Talangi, anytime try scorer. That one was $4.50, so that one's saluted. My head-to-head lock of the week was the Roosters head-to-head, $1.85. That got up. And your lock of the week was kick out or Preston anytime, $2.40. So that put you in the green. It put me further in the green, which is great. But also our multi at $4.50, also back in the profit. So we're going to try and hit back again this week. $4.60. As you can see, they're tiny little $30 profit. But hey, profit's profit. $4.60 for this multi. Bulldogs head-to-head, Storm head-to-head, Xavier Coates, or Suafa Alongo to score 2 tries. Now, I just think the Dogs win. I'd be shocked if they lose. Titans stink. Bulldogs bounce back. Storm, well, they're the Storm. And Coates or Fa'alongo is your bet of this one. So Bulldogs head-to-head and Storm head-to-head are my combined two. But talk to me on on these Storm wingers.
I just think, I think Storm, Raiders, both edges can have their weaknesses. And I think any team to sort of, go at those edges and get some joy would be probably Storm with Paps out the back. And just Hughes and Munster in good form. So, I'm thinking I'm not 100% confident which Raiders side is going to turn up or not turn up. I've gone Coates or Falongo, which, I like. I think it was like $3 something on its own. So, I really like that.
Yeah, agreed. $4.60, good price. Try and get us pretty much near enough 5 units up, which would be great. But JVJ, our lock of the week competition, as you can see there, for the first time in 8 rounds, we have a little plus in front of your name, which is great.
It's a competition.
Plus 0.63 units. And for me, plus 2.76. So nice to get the win last week, and nice for you to get the win as well. You're on Grant Anderson, anytime try scorer, $3. We've already discussed that one at length. And for me, the Knights, I can't believe I'm putting the Knights not only head-to-head, but also to cover a line as my lock of the week. I don't really know what I'm thinking, but I am confident in a Knights bounce back. And if they don't, well, the red pen goes through them, and I'm never betting on them again until probably the next week when I also think they'll bounce back. I think they play the Titans next week, like the week after next. So I'll definitely be doubling down on them because, as we know, I think the Titans suck. But that is pretty much all our bets done and dusted. Apologies for no podcast last week. The podcast curse strikes as we did tip up an absolute storm last week. But for any reason that we don't do a podcast, check us out over on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I believe we're linked in the description if the other Insight boys have done their job. We post pretty much every play over there. You like to retweet with some plays that you maybe haven't mentioned on the podcast. You're also jumping on a couple of singles or maybe some live bets here or there, but they're over on your profile. And where can people find you if they do want to see those in-play live bets?
Yeah, so my Twitter is JAIGGG_, and the Sportsbet feed is JAIGGG, where I tend to put up my longer multis or bigger ones that come to me throughout the week.
Well, you can find me at SC Whisperer pretty much anywhere. And Jaden, I am that confident on the Knights this week that I have put up. If Kalen Ponga does not score over 80 Supercoach points, I will donate $10 for every point under 80 he gets. If he gets 30, I am out $500 to a charity of the people's choosing, which is being debated on right now in the comments. So I am confident on the Knights. And if they suck and Kalen Ponga sucks, then I'm broke. So hopefully one, the Knights bounce back, and 2, I don't end up poor. But it's been OTC, Over the Cap, another Insight Fantasy podcast. I've been your host, the SC Whisperer, joined as always by Jaden. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week.
Yes, thank you.